Next game, Knicks, Rockets, 8 o'clock, Houston. The Rockets are the massive 14-point favorite, total at 229. Saw a half a point move toward Houston, money on the Rockets. We also saw money toward the over as well. Houston opened 13.5 up to minus 14. Total opened 228 up to 229. Right now, the Knicks are plus $9 on the money line. And if you like the Knicks in this spot here, you're absolutely crazy. You're nuts. And so am I. Because the Knicks are 5-2 against the number in their last 7. Top 10 in offensive rebounding. Believe it or not, they're pretty good against the number when they travel. 16-12 against the spread on the road this year. Julius Randle, 19 points a game, double-digit rebounds. R.J. Barrett, 14 points a game, 5 rebounds for him. Reggie Bullock, 10 points a game, 3 rebounds for this next squad. Keep in mind, Morris has been shipped away. So no more Morris for this Knicks squad as they are officially tanking. But, I think they can keep it close because Houston just shoots so many damn shots. And if they get cold, well, there's really nothing, you can do about it. You can't control it. And speaking of which, Houston, guys, they rank in the bottom 10 in offensive free... let's try that again. Houston, guys, they rank the bottom 10 in offensive field goal percentage. They also rank in the bottom 10 in points allowed. Now, Houston's not all that great covering the number at home. As a matter of fact, out of their 29 home games this year, they've successfully covered the point spread in just 14 of them. They're giving up 111 points per contest at the Toyota Center. They're also ranking in the bottom 5 in defensive rebounding. Now, believe it or not, when people associate Houston with points, they think over. But Houston's 5-1 to the under in their last 6. 70% to the under in their last 10. Meanwhile, 4 out of New York's last 5 stayed under the number, and they are 70% to the under in their last 10 themselves. So this is not a popular play here, but I'm going to go ahead and do it. Give me the Knicks plus 14 in the under 229 in that contest. Next game, Timberwolves, Mavericks, 8:30 Dallas. The Mavs are 12.5, total 230. Money's on the Mavericks and the over. Dallas open as the 12-point favorite, up to 12.5. Total open 228.5, up to 230. Now, Doncic and Porzingis are listed as questionable for tonight's action for the Mavs. Willie Cauley-Stein is questionable as well. Jalen Brunson is out. Dallas just 3-4 against the spread in their last 7. And out of their 29 home games this year, they've successfully covered the point spread in just 11 of them. Now, Minnesota on the other side, they absolutely suck. They can't buy a win, but they do rank in the top 10 in road scoring. They're averaging 114 points per contest in that category. And guys, they're still 14-13 against the spread when they travel. So they do have the ability to keep it close. They don't have the ability to buy a win outright, but they can potentially keep it close, especially with a banged-up Dallas roster. Now, 5 out of Minnesota's last 6 got over the number because they couldn't stop a wet paper bag from scoring. Meanwhile, Dallas, 80% to the over in their last 10 themselves. I'm going to lean Minnesota plus 12.5 and the over 230 in that game. Next contest, Suns versus the Jazz, 9 o'clock Eastern tip-off in Utah. The Jazz are laying 8 points, total at 223.5. Money's on the Jazz and the under. They open 7.5 up to -8. Total open 224 down to 223 and a hook. We're looking at a Phoenix team who's plus 280 for an outright win, plus 280 to win it outright. Phoenix, losers of 7 out of their last 10, just 20% against the spread in those 10 games. That's remarkable how you can go just 20% against the spread in your last 10 games. My goodness. Currently, the Suns are in 13th place in the Western Conference, 23-34 on the year, 12-16 straight up on the road, bottom 10 in shooting the 3 ball, bottom 10 in offensive rebounding. Now, Utah on the other side, completely different story. Winners of 4 out of their last 6. They're also 20-7 straight up on their home court. I don't know if you guys know this, but the Jazz rank first in the NBA in three-point percentage. They're also in the top 5 in offensive field goal percentage as well. They're shooting 38.4% from beyond the arc. Now, Utah, they are currently in second place in the Northwest Division, 2.5 games back of Denver for the division lead. Utah, top 10 in points allowed, top 5 in defensive rebounding. Don Mitchell, 24 points a game, 4 rebounds. Bojan Bogdanovic, 21 points a game, 4 rebounds. Bogdanovic is shooting 90% from the stripe this year. And, of course, Rudy Gobert, just a rebound machine. 14 boards per game, 16 points, 2 blocks. We're looking at a Jazz squad who ranks in the top 10 in offensive rebounding on their home court. Top 5 in points allowed at home as well. They're giving up just 105 points per contest in the friendly confines. Now, 3 out of Utah's last 5 did stay under the number. Phoenix 5-1 to the under in their last 6. Give me the Jazz -8 and the under 223.5 in that game. Next and final matchup for the show, last page. It is going to be Memphis taking on the Clippers, 10:30 Los Angeles. The Clippers are -9 at home, total 233.5. Money's on the Grizzlies and the under. The Clippers open 9.5 down to -9. Total open 234 down to 233.5. Paul George and Patrick Beverly, they are listed as questionable for the Clips. LA, just 1-4 straight up in their last 5. 2-5 against the spread in their last 7. They failed to cover the point spread against the likes of Minnesota, San Antonio, and Sacramento twice within their last 10 games. Now, a couple more things to add about the Clippers. They're covering just 50% of their games that tipped off at the current point spread. They're currently 0-2 in their last 0-2 against the spread in their last 2 head-to-head matchups with the Grizzlies. Now, speaking of the Grizzlies and the number, they are 60% against the number in their last 10. Top 5 in offensive field goal percentage, top 10 in offensive rebounding. Memphis is currently the 8th seed in the Western Conference, so if the season ended today, they would be in the playoffs. They are 3 games ahead of Portland for that 8th seed. John Morant, 18 points a game, 7 assists. Dillon Brooks, 15 points per contest, 3 rebounds. Brooks is shooting 38% from beyond the arc. And Jonas Valanciunas, 15 points a game, 11 rebounds for the big man. We're looking at a Memphis team who ranks in the top 10 in road scoring, top 5 in road offensive field goal percentage. Now, 3 out of Memphis's last 4 games stayed under the number. Meanwhile, the Clippers are 3-1 to the under in their last 4 themselves. I'm going to go ahead and lean toward the road dog in this one. Give me the Grizzlies +9 and the under 233.5 in that game. All right, guys, that's going to do it for me. Once again, don't forget to check me out on my website at patreon.com/BrockPage. But most importantly, guys, I got to thank you for joining me right here on YouTube. I really hope you enjoyed all this great free content, all this great free information. Happy Monday to you. Best of luck to you. And I look forward to seeing you later on today on my website at patreon.com/BrockPage.